All right, our final category are the powder liquid ceramics. And there's a zillion different brands. We use Noritake here at Keating, which I personally think is the most beautiful powder liquid. I don't do a lot of these, but where I like to do them, if I'm matching existing, so let's say a patient came in with some veneers that were powder liquid, and they broke one, then I will try to use like materials. So I would use powder liquid to blend into the rest of the powder liquid system. The second time I like to use it is with tetracycline cases. And I like to use the tetracycline or any of my banded cases because the Ceramus can actually build in different opacities and translucencies within the same restoration. So if we had a tooth, let's say this was our tooth with our prop, especially with the veneer, I would only use powder liquid with veneers. And let's say this had some kind of dark stain here, kind of a dark gray like we see with tetracycline, and relatively normal the rest of the prop. Or they have banding maybe halfway through. What the Ceramus can do as they build the restoration, as they build the veneer, they can actually increase the opacity where they need it to block that dark area. Let's say it's C5. And then they can have the rest of it very translucent, and they can add some very cool things on the incisal edge to give us our characteristics. If we used Emax or Empress or our KDZ Aesthetic monolithic zirconia, this is all the same shade. So what the Ceramus would do is they would have to pick an opacity of those monolithic materials that would neutralize the C5, which means it would be opaque. And then we would have opacity throughout the entire restoration, maybe where we didn't need it. So tetracycline and banding. So hopefully this helped maybe in some of the confusion that's going on out there. Again, if I just summarized, we have our monolithic zirconia, and that will either be our KDZ Bruxer, our strongest material, but opaque. We have our KDZ Aesthetic, which is 6 times stronger than a PFM, but not quite as strong as the Bruxer. We use this for anterior and posterior single units and up to 3-unit bridges. We have our KDZ Ultra. That's where we can maximize the benefit of the Bruxer, maybe on molars. And then as we're doing bridges, we can overlay on the facial to get increased depth in the ceramics. We have Emax, veneers, anterior crowns, posterior crowns with adequate occlusal clearance. We have Empress, again, anterior veneers and crowns. Patients want very white shade, but they have redness in their complexion. And finally, as we just talked about, powder liquid ceramics. Really limited to matching existing powder liquid restorations, ceramic restorations of the anterior, or our tetracycline cases. Be sure to check out our other videos at DentalUp, all one word, .xyz. Again, we're in Irvine, California, Keating Dental Arts. If you happen to be in Disneyland, Newport Beach, we're about 5 miles from each. Give us a call and stop by and visit. I hope I see you soon.